Henry, obviously a lot going on with you lately. I know it's been a few months since the fire and that big story that happened. Have you moved on from that at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing it up. I'm good, man. I'm just happy to be alive, man. Fortunate, excited to fight. Man, the survival stuff lets you know, man, how fortunate we are to fight, man. Like being in an actual fight for your life is crazy, man. So you kind of get a little glimpse of what it's like to be affected by cancer and things like that. It's like, dude, those are the fights. You know what I mean? And for me, doing this is a privilege if you really think about it, man. Yeah, I'm in the cage for a maximum of 25 to 15 minutes, and maybe a potential knockout, potential submission, vice versa. But at the end of the day, man, it's this is a privilege, man. This is mixed martial arts.
And I mean, we live in this world right now where there's so much, you need to kind of see the photos, the video, and all that stuff. So just when an article comes out like saying that this happened to you, I think, and you talk about it, people maybe don't understand like the full gravity of what you actually went through. Was it like something that you kind of talk about here? It kind of changed your perspective on life as a whole, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It's crazy, man, because this is the first time I've actually died. I've had another encounter that scared me too, where I had prayed and I was like, dude, Lord, forgive me for my sins, take care of my mother. Like at that point, I think this fire was a little different. I was just thinking survival. I wasn't even thinking of my family, because I was thinking like, dude, I don't want to burn to death. And 50 people died in California. I think it was the worst fire in U.S. history. And I was able to kind of come out of that. I don't know if there's any casualties at the hotel that I was staying at, but everything was just totaled, bro. Everything. And it's crazy. It was like Armageddon, dude. It's what you see in movies and beyond. So I had no sense of direction where to go, because there's fire everywhere. Barefooted, freaking coughing up all kinds of smoke, and in my slacks, no shirt, no shoes, cold outside, and just walking into Armageddon. So I'm not even exaggerating. You guys can see the pictures for yourselves.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, I mean, when you go through something like that, I know you left like the day after to go to Brazil to start your training camp. How do you flip your mindset to go from, experiencing something like that to have to go into fight camp and like prepare? I'm assuming that feels pretty inconsequential in the big picture.
Yeah, no, the dream, the goal, you always keep the goal and the dream in mind, no matter what happens in life. I think to reach its own, everything is different. But I just keep my eye on the prize. I think that's the most important thing for me, man. Is I made it. I'm alive. Unfortunately, people lost. There's lost lives, but I'm able to kind of fight for that. And I think if God had to pick anybody to go through that, I think it would be me. And to kind of be able to tell the stories like, hey, man, this stuff is real, man. You can't just sit there and wait it out. Because that's a big saying when a hurricane hits or an earthquake. We just sit here and wait it out. I was like, dude, you won't get that second chance, man. And I'm one of those guys that I slept in an additional 2 hours when everybody had evacuated, and I woke up to a freaking inferno. So I almost had a meeting with the devil.
That's crazy. So, I mean, it's hard to kind of ask you about the fight after talking about all this, but I know this has been, almost a year in the making now, this matchup between you and Sergio. Just how excited are you to actually get in there and do the thing with him?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I respect Sergio. I think his style is, I think he's crafted. I think he's confident. I think he wants to fight for the ball. He wants a shot at DJ as much as I do. So I think it is going to be a little bit of clash of styles in some ways. And the way I see it, I think I'm the toughest opponent this fight thus far.
I mean, he's won most of his fights decision, stuff like that. You saw, your last fight, you had a very nice knockout. So do you think, your power, your speed makes a difference in this fight, or how do you kind of see it playing out with Sergio's style?
Yeah, I think the power, because I think Sergio's composed. I think he understands distance, but I think one of the differences is going to be the power. If I touch you, it's going to hurt, man. And that's it. I think the power is the difference.
Do you think you get a title shot if you win here?
I hope so. I think so.
Do you think, what about this whole TJ Dillashaw situation? He's wanting to come down, fight Demetrius. He's never made the weight, never fought in the weight class. Do you think that's unfair to someone like you? If, he is a champion, but if he comes down and skips the line, is that, not right in your mind?
No, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, if Demetrius doesn't fight to take TJ, I says, I'll welcome TJ to the flyweight division. Because I know what it's like to cut 10 pounds. I know how much that stuff hurts. And I know if he's going to take a crack at DJ, it's a whole new ballgame at 125, man. You're not going to feel the same at 35. and DJ seems to do very, very well at 125 pounds. So I wouldn't mind walking him to the weight class, a home sweet home, a homecoming for TJ Dillashaw.
There you go. And were you impressed with Demetrius's win against Ray Borg? That crazy submission he had in the 5th round there?
Yeah, for sure, man. He's good, man. There's a reason why he's the best in the world, and all of us we're all trying to catch up and take him out. So.
You still feel you're the guy to beat him. I know you said that after the 215 press conference. Whenever it happens, I'm the one. You still, of course, feel that way.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I'm sure everybody feels the same thing, but I feel it very passionately.